Hi, I'm J.C. Krupa, President and founder of Gospel of Christ Ministries. I've noticed that in today's world, there are many people who are struggling with issues of insecurity about their worth and value. And I'm here today to tell you that you do have value and that you do have worth, and that Jesus Christ thinks that you're worth dying for. Here are the stories of Jurrone and Rebekah.
When I was 6 years old, I lost my father. And the bad thing about this experience is I saw him kill himself. This caused a lot of hardship and pain for my life because growing up without a father is not only a statistic, but it's one of the most hardest things for a young man to face because he has to not only fend for himself, he has to find out how to be a man.
I grew up with a pretty normal family. I had a mom and a dad, and I only had one sister. And she was 6 years older than me, which was hard at first because growing up we didn't really have much to relate to, but we also didn't really fight that much, so she ended up becoming like one of my best friends, and now she's off in college, so it's hard communicating with her, but when we do get to communicate, it's really special. And I grew up with both of my parents being Lutheran and sending me to Lutheran grade school and high school. And so basically when I grew up, I was surrounded by faith.
When I was growing up, I never really talked to anybody. I stayed sheltered and I let all my emotions get bottled up until one day I finally exploded. All I had to talk to was my paper and my pen. I can't say that this was necessarily a good outlet because it caused a lot of dark writing and a lot of seclusion from the world and not knowing how to deal with my emotions.
I think the thing for me, why I felt worthless, was just because of what people thought of me. I definitely cared way too much about what people thought of me, and especially during grade school, people would say really mean things to me and start stuff about me, and people would start to avoid me, and they wouldn't talk to me and they wouldn't give me a reason. They just would call me bad names and say that I wasn't worth anything, and hearing that over and over again kind of made me believe it.
Honestly, every day that I got up, I wanted to die. I felt like it was no point in being here because if I couldn't have the man who I'm named after and the person that helped raise me for 6 years, then I felt like it was no point in being here. My mom was always a part of my family, but I grew up in a home where my mom had to be my dad. And with that, I had no one to talk to. So I got all into my feelings, and it was very hard not to be emotional. It was so dark, and everything that I thought about was death. Every morning that I got up, I just wished that I never woke up, and I wish that God would just take my life so that I can be closer to the man that I really love.
I think that this was the time I was at my lowest point, and I was lost and I couldn't focus on anything because I was asking myself the question on why I was here. I didn't know why I was put where I was, why I was even alive, because I didn't think I had a purpose, and I didn't think anybody cared about what I was or who I really was. They only went off of what people had said about me.
Right before my second year of high school, I got beat up and I didn't know how to control my emotions. I was in the hospital for about 6 months, which caused me to miss the whole second semester of school. And I really didn't know how to handle that, seeing that they failed me for all of my classes and now it's all in my transcript. So that summer, I spent a lot of time in church and in the Word thinking about what can I do to be better? What can I do to better myself? How can I present myself to be a better person to other people? Because clearly my grades weren't going to get it done. So I needed to find an outlet to be able to help people better understand the type of person that I'm trying to be.
I found Jesus by talking to multiple people that were stronger than me and had gone through similar things that I was going through. And they showed me that Jesus was always there for me, and he was the one that only mattered. It didn't matter what other people thought of me. It didn't matter what other people said about me. It only mattered about my relationship with him.
So, I found Jesus through a lot of different outlets, and he helped me find out my worth in a lot of different aspects. But the person that helped me the most is my grandmother. She opened up the Bible and started talking to me about spiritual gifts. And she prayed about it and asked God, what spiritual gifts do my grandson have to use for the world? And one thing that stuck with me is the gift of wisdom. And I use that gift to help out a lot of people that are in the same situation that I am now. And I'm going to continue to do it for the rest of my life because that's what I feel like I'm here for. God opened up my eyes to let me know that I am a leader and I am here to help people through whatever situations that they are going through.
Jesus Christ thought you were worth saving. Jesus Christ thought you were worth dying for. Jesus Christ has given you value above rubies, above pearls, above anything that we can possibly imagine in an earthly sense. You are loved. You are valuable. And no matter what anyone says, you have worth.